You are listening to me talking to myself. Welcome to the podcast where I share useful tools to create more space, more freedom, inner peace, connection, and life on purpose. I recently noticed a lot of negative thoughts and beliefs I have about myself. There were some things that didn't go in the way how I expected them to go, and the disappointment I had with myself, and all the ways I beat myself up for not meeting my expectations of myself. Recently, I had an appointment, and I, again, was rushing, and again, I was thinking, this is not happening again. I should know better. I should have planned better. How is it happening again? And then I decided that this was the last time that I beat myself up. This was the last time that I beat myself up. I decided to redirect my brain towards love, kindness, and compassion, so I can understand what is happening, why it's happening, and how I can change it. I thanked the universe for this opportunity to practice, to love myself better, to practice kindness and compassion. I also thanked the universe for my ability to bend time. And in the end, of course, I was on time. We can't shame ourselves into change. We need to love ourselves into evolvement. The lesson I learned from last year is that there is nothing more important than being kind to yourself. Looking back at some things and thinking about my past self, I wish I would have taken care of myself better. That I haven't sacrificed my sleep and my physical health for things that do not matter much right now. Having sleepless nights, studying for that test in school that actually does not matter much at all. So I will take those lessons from my past self as gifts to my present and future self. We always have the choice to not entertain negative thoughts. Our brain will offer us all possible thoughts about ourselves all the time. It is up to us what thoughts we give our attention to. This is one of the changes and shifts that I want to make this year, and I started implementing that. Never again beat myself up, and use every opportunity to love myself better. If we ask universe for growth, patience, it does not give us what we want. It gives us opportunities to practice. This is how we can develop that skill. Setting bigger boundaries, not entertaining any negative thoughts. Taking as much time for myself as I need and want without needing to explain anything to anyone. Caring less about other people's opinions and other people thinking that I am a good person. Prioritizing my authenticity, saying the truth, even if it means other people might not understand. And also not trying to explain why and what it means. The more you love yourself and truly pay attention to your own desires and to your own care, the more contribution you can make to other people. Let's talk about what self-love is and what it isn't. So, your relationship with yourself has three main parts. There's your relationship with your past self, your present self, and your relationship with your future self. So let's start with your relationship with your past self. Your past self includes your past, your childhood, your teenage years, your past in your 20s, depending on how old you are. It's your relationship with yourself yesterday. It's your relationship with yourself 5 minutes ago. So thinking about your past self, how is your relationship with your past self? Is it loving? Is it mean? Is it dismissive? Is it critical? or is it indifferent? Our relationship with our past self is going to create our present emotional state with ourselves. So we can't hate on our past self and then love our present self. Because as we all know, time doesn't actually really exist. So you can only have a thought, you can only have a feeling in this moment, even if it's with your past self. So we use the construct of time in order to evaluate these relationships, but knowing that everything is happening in this moment. Think about how you are feeling about something you did yesterday. How are you feeling about something you did 20 minutes ago? One of the things that I have cultivated within myself is, doesn't matter what happens, I will have my own back. It is a form of self-love, having your own support consistently. The human brain loves to judge, to criticize, loves to suggest you that you are not worthy, not enough. And we have to be committed to counteract that with an argument for peace and for love and for worthiness and for support and for compassion and kindness. Thank you, brain, for your suggestion, but that is not true. I am enough. I'm worthy anything I desire. I'm capable, and I choose to love myself no matter what. And when we start beating ourselves up for something that we did in the past, it is our responsibility to stop the fight and redirect. And we also do not want to judge ourselves for judging ourselves. So understanding our relationship with ourselves in the past and noticing where we are being anything other than loving is an opportunity for us to heal. Look at your relationship with yourself in the past and see, where are you the one who is not loving? Where are you the one who isn't being kind to you? Where are you the one that isn't being forgiving and generating feelings of worthiness for you? That is your work in loving yourself in the past. Let's shift our attention to the present. Everything really happens in the present. The thoughts that we have about our past and about our future are being experienced here in the present moment. But when we start looking at our relationship with ourselves in this moment, we can find a very powerful source of emotion. And we can generate that for ourselves in this moment. If we wake up in the morning and we generate for ourselves as a gift to ourselves positive thoughts about ourselves and positive emotions for ourselves, we are going to vibrate on a much higher emotional level throughout the day. And when we are vibrating on that emotional level, it's easier to be kind to ourselves. It's easier to be loving. It's easier to be compassionate to our past and future selves too. When I coach people, or I am the one being coached, this is the time to unload all of the thoughts we have in our brain, so we can look at them from the outside. All the negative judgments and limiting beliefs. This is what happens on a coaching call. We explore all the thoughts and beliefs that are holding us back from having that life experience that we want. And all of them are optional. But so often we do not realize that we choose them unconsciously, that those thoughts live in our brain without our permission. So one of the things I do in coaching is helping people become conscious of those negative thoughts, negative judgments against themselves, negative criticism, and question them. And sometimes we do not even believe the things that we believe about ourselves. We think they are true without realizing that they are optional. And we are not even aware of the negative impact this is having on us. In some things we think about ourselves, we would never think about other people. So when you're looking at your present life, what are you thinking about yourself? We can't make other people love us. We can't make relationships work if the other person doesn't want to. But we can make that choice for ourselves. We can make our relationship with ourselves work in the way it serves us. So when we are beating ourselves up, either in the past or in the present, we are doing the opposite of what self-love would do. So we can ask ourselves, what would self-love do in this situation? So let's talk about our relationship with our future self. I think the highest form of self-love we have for our future self is self-discipline. It's not doing the thing that I want to do right now for instant gratification, so I can be who I want to be and achieve what I want to achieve in the future. Not eating food that is not serving me because it will make me feel bloated and tired and heavy and brain fogged tomorrow. And then probably beating myself up for doing that. Or working out today so I can feel healthier and better afterwards. And we can give those gifts of self-discipline to our future self. And our future self will be grateful looking back at our past self. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for eating healthy because now I'm experiencing the benefits. And my relationship with my present self and my past self has become stronger and better and more committed. You want to create more of those things, those amazing gifts now because you know how grateful your future self will be. You want to take care of your finances, your health, your relationships. And then when we are in that future place, we can look back at our own past self and have so much love and compassion. When I think about my past self, I love how hard she has worked. I love how much she has created. I love how much she tried and failed and took risks and didn't listen to other people's opinions and set boundaries and said no and developed self-discipline in so many areas. So there is that healing work of the past. The present work of mental and emotional strength and consciousness and practice to keep the mind in a positive focus, to keep the emotions as positive as possible, to make sure we process any negative emotions and pay attention to that. To not be afraid of negative emotions in the present is what's going to help us create the future. By setting big goals in the present for our future self and honoring our commitments, we are developing very steady self-love for our future self. I know that I can count on myself to take care of myself. I know that in the future, I will now be my past self. And I want to be the best possible past self that I can be for my future self. And I do that in the present moment with planning and doing things I know will benefit me in the future that I currently do not want to do. So, get 3 pieces of paper, past, present, future, and ask yourself the question, how can I love my past self more? How can I love my present self more? How can I love my future self more? And one of the important distinctions is that sometimes in the present moment, we do things that may feel like we are loving ourselves, but are actually about seeking pleasure and instant gratification. That ruins our relationship with our future self. If we do that, it may feel like love in the present moment, but if it's not love for all 3 components of ourselves, it's not self-love. If it doesn't honor our past self, our present self, and our future self, we can't call that self-love. So when you're thinking about those actions that you are taking in the present, you want to always consider, how will this affect my past self, my future self, and my present self? Sometimes and very often we think we need to beat ourselves up in order to get what we want. And that is not sustainable. We can't shame ourselves into change and growth. We need to love ourselves into evolvement. You can love yourself so hard that you don't allow yourself to do things in the present that would injure your future self. You don't allow yourself to do things in the present that would shame your past self. That is a choice we can start making right now. It doesn't matter if you've always been mean to yourself, if you've always let yourself down, if you've always been critical, if you've always questioned your self-worth. You can start right now in this moment. From now on, I've got my back. I will love myself no matter what. I will use every opportunity to practice unconditional love with myself. And the strategic byproduct of that is we will get better at loving. If we can love ourselves, past, present, and future, we will have so much more love to give to everybody else in our life, which is what the world needs more of. We can't get good at loving if we do not practice loving. It's a skill. Practice thinking loving thoughts, practice feeling loving feelings, and practice doing loving things to yourself first. And then spread that out to the world. We need more love, and it starts with you. If you need a helping hand with exploring and uncovering and questioning limiting beliefs and negative thoughts in your brain, book a coaching call with me. Link you will find in show notes. Thank you for being curious. If you enjoyed listening, rate, review, subscribe, share, and join the conversation. Do not miss out on yourself, your power, and what is possible for you.